What's going on, guys? Lab TCG here. Today is my favorite day of the week, Sunday, and we're going to take a look on eBay at ZNG Emporium's auction block that ends every single Sunday. He's taking on a lot of cards, and every single Sunday they all sell around 8 to 9 o'clock at night, and he has a lot of interesting stuff up every week, and it's really cool to see what things are going for in the market. So that's what we're going to be taking a look at today. If this is something that you guys do like, definitely leave a comment down below or a like, and let me know. We can do this every single Sunday. Thank you. All right, so we got eBay open, and first up, let's check out Pikachu with a gray felt hat. Van Gogh Pikachu, as everybody knows it. And last sale for the PSA 10 English copy, only English copy, I believe. I'm just so used to differentiating English and Japanese since I look at both on TCG Player and show you guys. So $698. These, I think you were getting these for free on the Pokemon Center when they you place an order a while back. But yeah, these have definitely spiked up recently. Everybody's going crazy for these. This is the first time riots were starting again. But Pikachu, gray felt hat, PSA 10, $698. I wonder how high cards are going to go in this market. Absolutely crazy. And next up, just sold, is the Gold Star Greninja PSA 10 from the 25th anniversary celebration set. Guys, these cards were like $5 each raw. This was the play of the century. I have no idea. Maybe like a month or two, these started going up like crazy, Gold Star Greninjas. And yeah, absolutely nuts. We should have seen this coming because Gold Stars, they came back. We have this one, and we have the Umbreon, which also went crazy. Hopefully he sold some of those in PSA 10 so we can check them out. But Gold Star Greninja, $285. What do you guys think about that? Is it worth $285, or are we just in another kind of hype era like 2020, 2021 with the Logan Paul stuff? What do you guys think about that? And up next, we have the Umbreon VMAX from Evolving Skies in a PSA 10 copy. This sold for $2,445. These have been going down a little bit lately, but to be completely honest, that is, just part of the cycle. These hit probably about 3K maybe a month ago, which was crazy because a couple months ago, 6 months ago, these were like, $1,800 or something like that. So to see it almost, I don't know what percentage that is, but to go to over $3,000, this is just a cool off. I don't think it's a crash. I don't think it's really going to get any cheaper than $2,000 now since the price has gone so high. It'll draw back, but it'll never be, what it was in the past. For the younger generation, the Umbreon VMAX, they're going to look back on it as kind of like their first edition Charizard, because right now the alt art market, that's where all the attention is. So this is probably the most iconic card to come out in the last 10 years. My opinion only. What do you guys think? Next up, we have the Zeraora V from Chilling Reign in a PSA 10 copy, selling for $162 with 18 bids. This is my personal favorite out of Chilling Reign. All the alternate arts, this hands down was my number one, and it was the only one that I was actually able to pull myself out of the only ETB I bought. I did buy a bunch of loose packs, but the ETB I got had Zeraora V, and that's my favorite hit, $162. I think that's pretty fair in this market for a card from 2021. What do you guys think? Next up, sticking with the modern stuff, we do have this Skarmory from Surging Sparks in a PSA 10, $132. Not really sure, how these are going to age, but right now, that's what people are willing to pay. Probably $20 card raw, $20 grading fee, so it's about $40 in, and pretty much $100 return for the PSA 10 copy. These shouldn't be too hard to grade. I have one myself, and these are all pretty clean. So $132, not bad for the Skarmory. And up next, we do have the Giratina V from Lost Origin in a PSA 10. Pretty much everything we talk about today is going to be PSA 10 copies, unless it is vintage. Then it's fair game. Prices could be astronomical from, like a PSA 1 and up. So we'll get to that at some point. But Giratina V, just a year ago, not even a year ago, you could have got this for $600, $700 in a PSA 10 at the Collecticons I was going to. Now, $1,400 to $1,500 are the most recent sales. I have seen them anywhere from $1,400 to $1,600, but this one ended at $1,475, if I did not say that already. Pretty much right now in the market, anybody, the artist who does the Giratina and the Magikarp and a lot of other really cool cards, people are starting to buy out his cards and kind of trying to create market plays on those, which, if it's working, good for you guys. But Giratina, definitely one of my favorite alt arts from this block at $1,475. And next up, guys, we have Umbreon from Terastal Festival, CGC 10. These usually don't get the same premium that PSA or BGS does, so you will see sales just a little bit lower, but in this case, it's about $100 lower, which if I saw this at a show and somebody was offering it for $385, I would definitely, most definitely buy it. Do I think it's a good deal? To be honest, it's too early to tell, but $385 for a modern Umbreon 10, in my opinion, that's pretty good. Time will tell. We will come back and check it out. But would you guys buy this for $385? I definitely would. And just about 3 more cards down on the list, we did have a PSA 10 variant of the Umbreon, guys, at $544. That's basically, $150, almost $200 more just for the PSA 10 copy. And the best thing to do when you do go to a card show, or if you are buying on eBay, is to buy the card and not the grade. Everybody says that, but just have to reinforce it. You want to zoom in on the pictures, you want to check the front, and you want to check the back, you want to check the corners, you want to check everything, because if the card is super clean, it's worth it. But if you get, say, CGC 10 and it has a bunch of whitening and PSA doesn't, then you're getting duped. But usually that's not the case, but you do always want to make sure, because not every PSA 10 or BGS 10 is created equally. Some could have much better centering, some could have whitening, some may not, so that's definitely something you guys want to take a look at. But the PSA 10 variant of the Umbreon is $544. And finally, we're seeing a little bit of vintage sprinkled in on this list. We have the Eevee from Jungle, first edition, PSA 10 at $237. Haven't really kept track of vintage in a long time. During 2020, 2021, these cards were going for astronomical prices, but it's nice to see some of them going up for $237, probably a little bit more than they've been going for recently. What do you guys think? And next up on the list, continuing with the vintage, we do have Espeon from Aquapolis going for $2,416. This does look like a really, really clean copy on the back. I do not see any whitening or anything like that. Centering looks pretty good. $2,416 for the Espeon from Aquapolis, guys. And next up, we have the Umbreon V from Evolving Skies, not the Moonbreon, but the Umbreon V, and this one is $565. Right now, according to all the YouTubers, this is their favorite artwork, more so than the Moonbreon. I do think the Moonbreon has better artwork than this one, but it is a beautiful card, and this one ended at $565. And next up, we're going to continue with another Espeon, guys, the one from Neo Genesis Unlimited in a PSA 10, ending at $990, barely reaching that $1,000. Okay, god damn it. And next up, guys, we're going to check out the Espeon from Neo Discovery Unlimited, reaching a $990. And next up, guys, we're going to be checking out the Espeon from Neo Discovery Unlimited in a PSA 10, just sold for $990. Definitely a beautiful card. It is a little bit of an older cert in the 4s. Let's take a look at the back. A little bit of whitening at the top right, maybe at the bottom right as well. And that is one thing you guys want to look out for if you are buying older cert cards from PSA, that sometimes they let things slip by, but now that the card market is going so crazy and everything is so expensive, they've started to crack down on the newer certs. So if you do have the option of going with a new one or an old one, go with the new one. But sometimes you can get great deals on the old certs, but sometimes those PSA 10s aren't perfect. And this one's super interesting. Haven't seen one of these in a long time. 1999 Burger King Charizard Gold card, PSA Mint 9. Personally, I did not know that they even graded these. If you guys did, let me know in the comments. But $637 for a Mint 9 Gold Charizard from Burger King. You may see a little whitening in the top left. I'm not really sure how they grade these. The surfaces have to be absolutely horrible. I actually still have mine. It is, I wonder, they used to come in like a plastic that this is probably not sealed, and it's like a raw copy of the Gold Charizard, but this is definitely a really cool piece to have on display. $637 for the 1999 Gold Charizard from Burger King. And next up, guys, we have the Gold Star Gyarados from EX Holland Phantoms in the CGC 9, sold for $2,915. Wish I got mine graded. It was super clean, but tough times. Sometimes you gotta let go of your grails. Back looks super clean, a little bit of whitening in the top. Centering looks pretty good. Gold Star market's on its way back up, guys. If you're collecting them, let me know. $2,915 for the Gold Star Gary. And next up, guys, we have the Latios GX from Team Up, one of my favorite cards of all time, selling for a staggering $4,651. in a super ultra new cert. So they are cracking down on centering a little bit with these full arts from Tag Team. They are a little bit hard with the centering sometimes to grade. Let's check out the back. This does look pretty clean. I don't see any whitening, but this card has been on an absolute move this whole last year. Had one in a PSA 9 myself that I do regret selling, but neither here nor there. Guys, what do you think? Is this the ceiling for this card, or is this just the beginning? We're going to take a look at a few more bangers. We got the Poncho Pikachu Mega Charizard PSA 10, $6,091. These have been going absolutely crazy, just as everything else. But right now, the ponchos, every single vendor POV video you watch, everybody's picking up ponchos, trading them, super liquid. Everyone wants them. Japanese quality is crazy. Hollow pattern is awesome, and definitely a nice grail to have in your collection. These, I'll probably never have a master set of these or a complete set, but maybe one day. $6,091. Next up, literally a holy grail PSA 10 copy of Venusaur first edition shadowless from base set, selling for $12,600. Guys, in 2020, about 4 or 5 years ago, these were selling anywhere between, I believe, $20,000 to $30,000. If you bought it back then, I'm so sorry, but right now the Venusaur is going for a cool $12,600. It is a little bit of an older cert. Most of these first edition cards will be older certs. If you get it in a new cert, good for you, but super duper clean. Centering looks good on it. Guys, what do you think? Do you think that all the vintage cards are going to continue to rise, or is the new school, new wave, new investors, collectors do they only care about the full arts from, you know, Sword and Shield and up, or is vintage doomed? And to round off the video, guys, we're going to end with the biggest grail of them all, the first edition Shadowless Charizard in a PSA 9, going for $25,000. These cards have gone to the absolute moon and back multiple times, but $25,000, is that a good price? Guys, let me know in the comments what you think. A few years ago, these were selling for $50,000. A few years before that, they were selling for $10,000. So my guess is as good as yours, but $25,000 is the last sold. 51 bids on it. Let's take a look at the condition. Top is slightly thin, very, very little bit, but I'm no expert, to be honest. And we have one speck of a white dot at the bottom left as well. But, you know, this is as clean as it's going to get for vintage, guys. PSA 9 Charizard, first edition shadowless, $25,000. Guys, thank you for watching the video. Comment down below, what are you guys buying? What are you selling? What are you looking for? Thank you.